Hello.
Hi, here we are again, Wisdom for Menopause and Midlife and Beyond, where we're going to basically be talking about things that are interest to people in that period of life and
Midlife, yeah.
in midlife. And the other thing that we do is we do courses and for women, men, and organisations, and you can find details of that on our website. So that'll be in the details.
So on the video.
On the video.
What we're talking about today, well, what we're thinking about is anxiety. It's something people talk about a lot. I know that. But this was a very sort of specific instance of anxiety that came up. So Alison's a traveller.
Yeah.
She goes here, there, everywhere. Although she does it with planning. I do it with less planning. But she travels a lot and goes a lot and is always excited about next February I'm going, next June, 2 years time I've got this all planned, and it's just so exciting about it all. And you're going away next week and you just sort of said, I'm sort of slightly anxious about it.
Yeah, well, more than slightly, which is weird actually. I mean, I kind of think that yes, it is that difference between, like, if I'm planning something, so I'm planning a big trip in March, that's fine, and then I know I'll have the same thing as we have that run up. And what I did was I remembered that my mother never liked to go away on holiday, really. It was dreadful. My dad always wanted to go on holiday. She was always anxious about it. And she seemed to express it about the laundry. It was always about the laundry. The laundry had to be done. She had to do all the laundry before she went. And then when she got back, she had to do all the laundry all over again. And I don't have that particular problem with doing the laundry. But I just thought, oh, have I got more anxious as I've got older? You know, what's kind of going
on? Menopause, anxiety.
Yeah, well, menopause, long done.
But just a slow road.
Oh my God, 20 years later. But it was that thing of, is it about that anxiety? And I don't really understand it, why I'm so anxious about it, you know. And I've got a bit OCD about things in my case, and I'm going around putting things in and checking that I've got everything. And you're thinking, well, you're only going to Spain. I think they have shops there, you know. But it is like, you have to think, I've got to have everything with me. And I think that's a kind of hangover from my upbringing, where that was when you went away, you had to have everything with you.
But I think it is a just in case. Yeah. It's like, I'm away for 7 days, I've got 5 jumpers, but what if 4 of them get wet? Do you know, or something like this.
So there's a bit of that going on. And the other thing is, of course, now we've done the wonderful thing, because we're going with the lovely Ryanair. So, of course, we've only got in the cabin stuff. So you can't just throw all the crap in the cold. So I have to think of everything, and it's still 100 mil. So you have to go around going, oh, this is ridiculous. So there's been all of these different other things kind of going on. And I'm thinking, this doesn't feel like me.
It doesn't. And I
feel like me.
It's as you're talking, I can think of lots of instances where people have this what if. One of these people's houses, they've got so much stuff in them. You know, people, and I'm not critical, but a lot of people say, I wish I didn't have so much stuff, or I downsized and suddenly realized I didn't need it. But it's always this, but what if I have something? And I think it's about going away, back on going away. It's that sort of very anxiety. So I should stay home. What am I going to get out of this holiday that is so fundamentally important, that I've got all this anxiety? I need to pack all my clothes. I need to wash everything 16 times. I need to arrange my food cupboard. I need to change the bed. I need to do all these things. And then I'm going to go away and come back anyway. And really, what am I going to do up there? I'm going to go to the same shops that I've got Primark in Spain. I've got Primark here. And you can end up in this weird world where, when we were chatting about it, we could see how people's lives get smaller.
Yeah.
And so it's this sort of
you just keep in your comfort zone, and your comfort zone gets smaller and smaller.
And you could say, well, if I join a new group or I go and meet some new friends, what if I don't like them? At least I know this bit. Or if I go to a different place, at least I know where that is in relation to. And I see people really young, 60, 65. It's really young.
Yes, we're still really young.
Well, I'm older now, so I don't want to go anywhere too different. Or we always go. And it's hard, because I do appreciate that if you love it, why not repeat it? I do get that. But I think some repetition is about a fear of moving on. Rather than, I'm just loving this. I love going to the beach every day and having a swim, so I'm going to carry on going to the beach every day and having a swim. rather
I
than
know.
pushing
Well,
the
I will be doing that in
boundaries.
Spain, going to the beach and having a swim every day, but the water will be warmer. So it might even be warm enough for you to come in.
It might be, but
know.
it is this sort of anxiety, and perhaps
Mm.
not just being aware of it, I think, at the start of it, and think I'm labeling it rather than just thinking I won't do it. It's almost like,
Yes, because I saw that
actually-
same thing with my mother. I saw her world got smaller and smaller,
yeah,
and then she became less and less capable of doing that. And I've had that demonstrated to me in the sense of, you don't want to do this. The more you kind of restrict what you're doing, restrict what you're doing, restrict what you're doing, then your world becomes smaller and smaller.
and it's interesting because people say when you retire, and I have seen this, when you retire, people's world gets smaller. But I think it's because perhaps when you're working, a lot of the time you're forced into doing something a little bit outside your comfort zone. Not all the time, but you meet new people or you go to new places. So you keep that little bit of expansion around you. Whereas when you retire, you can do that, but you also have a choice to get smaller. And a lot of the time I see people getting smaller in life.
But I suppose I've got, I think what's quite interesting is I see my sister. I mean, it's great. I mean, she's always away.
Yes.
She's always away. She's just doing one of those things and the rest of it. And I did quite like it. I saw it on a camper van once and somebody put a sticker in the back and it said, "We're having the adventure before dementia." Okay.
But actually, I think this is what I'm saying is we have to, if we've been forced into a comfort or out of our comfort zone, perhaps we lose that ability to challenge ourselves and go outside a comfort zone a little bit. So
just sit at home and watch Netflix. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but not all the time. So I think that anxiety is really general. And I think, because you were saying what's wrong with me, and I went, I feel that too. So I was like, I feel that too. So that's nice to sort of know that we're not mad, but it's also nice to think, I recognize it, I label it, and I'm not going to give into it.
Yeah,
I'm going to have that week away.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to come back
because I won't want to come home.
I know
when I'm out there,
you won't want to come.
I won't want to come back. Going out every night, having lovely kind of, Mediterranean seafood. Sitting on the beach, with a glass of wine. Sounds more and more unpleasant, doesn't it?
It does. It does. So we wish you a happy holiday.
Thank
We're
you.
not envious at all.
No.
And just have a notice that anxiety, I think.
Yeah.
And challenge it.
Challenge that anxiety.
Yeah. Keep the boundaries growing.